get involved. All right, take two. Sultai Kefnet is a deck we worked on a little bit last season. It is a base blue-black control deck with a small green splash to answer problem permanents that blue-black doesn't have cards to kill. So we've got Assassin's Trophy. We've got some Oko here because Oko is Broko. Even on turn 3 without a Goose, I think this card's very good. It can answer random problem things that we can then Soot or Nixilis Cruelty away. This can also just be a threat of her own. It can just alternate every other turn into Control Mirror, making a food and then making that food a 3/3. I got 3 copies of Drown in the Loch here, which even though this falls into the 2 converted mana cost in our deck, this frequently isn't playable on 2 because they won't have cards in their bin yet. But I think this card is probably very good overall. In any game that goes long, this turns into just like a murder counterspell split card late, which seems really appealing. So, without further ado, let's dive on into some matches and see how this one goes. Ooh, where are we at? Sultai Kefnet. There we go. Hey, Tomask, thank you for the sub gifties. I appreciate that. Welcome. Thanks for keeping me around. Let me know which deck is yours in the queue again, because there's a lot and they move every day, so I lose track. So let me know what you're bumping up with those, and it'll get applied after the stream's done today. If you know the person that Rogan is talking to is a reasonable person, he gives okay interviews, but you should just be aware that if he's talking to someone who has if he's talking to people who you're not familiar with, you should do your own independent research on their people and not form opinions just based purely on what you see and hear from there. Would be my advice. Like, for instance, I listened to Rogan's interviews with like the presidential candidates I was interested in hearing him talk to. He basically just lets people get up there and talk about whatever they want to talk about. All right, well, we're taking dance, right? So like, if you know the person that's talking has reasonable things to say, you just want to hear what they have to say, that's good, but just don't expect them to be challenged. Alright, I think this is actually an Unmoored Ego matchup. It's definitely a Disdainful Stroke matchup. Probably want to cut my sweepers and my spot removal here. Yeah, tonight is the E-League tournament that I played in. So those matches start at 7 p.m. Central. If you're just hanging out, here all day today, you will have, I'm going to host them because I'm doing a long stream today into when they start. Yeah, I guess 1 grasp is probably fine. Yeah, that's probably reasonable. Why was Enter the God-Eternals cut? Enter the God-Eternals was cut because it's a really expensive card on average, and that type of effect, is a really good card on average, and that type of effect is not, it's clunky on average, and that type of effect is less good when there's less mono red running around. Yeah, and Oko gains plenty of life, is also true. Okay, looking for blue mana. This is kind of blue mana, it's slow blue mana. Telepresence, you're fine to be here. It's really all good. Although it really does, it does speak volumes how interactive the community is here. That you can view our chat at a glance and not realize it's sub only though, right? We get plenty of great questions and discussion from just the subs, which is awesome. Like 3 minutes to freedom be said. Yep, that sucks.
Stand by and watch.
You actually can't time out Twitch staff, and if you try to time out a Twitch staffer, it gives you a link to report them instead. So Twitch staff are restricted from engaging in the memes here.
This is hardly my worst defeat.
You are watching Match 1, Game 2, Neil, so feel free to watch and form your own opinions. I'm actually looking forward to, they're supposed to be rolling out Twitch channel points by early next year or later this year. And Twitch channel points will give non-subs the opportunity to watch long enough to be able to post messages and chat on occasion. I think I just let this happen, right? Is like very clearly bait for the Disdainful Stroke. Like, I don't really care about the 2-2. I wanna save this Disdainful Stroke for their dance, whatever it's called. This card costs 5 mana to scry with. Not 2 mana. You can dance if you wanna. You gotta be conservative, chat. You gotta stroke them when it's just right. You don't want to stroke them too soon. You don't want to be too aggressive when you're stroking. You just gotta get the stroke when it's just on the just right perfect spell. All right, we got some 5/5s. Grip them firmly and stroke gently. Boom, baby. Thanks for remembering to catch that in here, Nivik. Welcome back. I appreciate it. Courageous Squid, thank you for the 7 months of support. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Maybe that's a reason to put the land back. Yeah, them killing that's probably a reason to throw the land back. Just so we can shuffle it away in the event that they murder my thing. Hope everything's going well, enjoying the content. Life is well. MTG bot has been resurrected from the dead. It doesn't look like we lost anything. Huh? Do I want to counter that one? I think I do. I'm going to overwrite the Discord command with a link to my website here because it's got more details on it. Alright, so I'm going to lead on Cavalier of Gales here. And the reason for this is if I hit Unmoored Ego, I want to be able to cast it. Alright, well we have a Brainstorm to clear afterwards, so that's nice. Or a fetch to clear the Brainstorm. Oko doesn't seem particularly good at the moment. Wow, second absolution. Brutal. I cannot elk enchantments, that is true. Or they're gonna exile this in response? Wow, no, okay. Alright, so I've got a bunch of copy of Assassin's Trophy in my deck, so let's try and find one of those, I think. Drown in the Loch's pretty good. Yeah, Drown, and this is the type of situation where Drown's just excellent, right? Like it's basically counter murder at this point.
Every tale about me is absolute nonsense. I think a little merriment is in order.
I think a little merriment is in order. Probably gonna scry it upkeep. I think Drown in the Loch sounds awesome in Modern. I think it sounds really, really good. So looking for a trophy or ego here or another Drown in the Loch.
I found something for you to dote on.
Hey, Ninja Dave, congrats. So that was going to be a surprise, but hopefully they don't. If they drew Dance, we're gonna be probably dead. Just an egg, sure. This is definitely a risk I took here. So I'm gonna lose Oko now. Hitting them with this seems important though. Like actually killing them seems valuable.
Are exhausting.
So we're looking for an Unmoored Ego or a Drown in the Loch here. Great. Take me down to Brick City. Beep, 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 beep. If they scry here, they go down to 4 mana, so that seems like dance costs X, right? Return X, target artifact chances, costs X or less, X is 6 or more. Yeah, double bottom. Yeah, they need a Wrath at this point, right? And like, they're not dead on board because they can attack here and lifelink. That's pretty unfortunate.
You'll thank me later.
Still looking for Ego and those other cards we just talked about. So even if I murder this and then hit them, the lifelink means I don't kill them next turn. So I think I'm just killing this. Oh, God, that feels bad.
Suppose that's how it was meant.
I'm playing this. Not having, like, an Ego in the top half of our deck really sucks. I think they're mousing over the graveyard, which probably means we're dead. They found their second dance in the top half. What are we going to Ego? We're going to Ego the card that wins in the game. Dance of the Manse. Yeah, they're mousing over a bunch of stuff in here, so I assume they ripped their best card. You just cast it so I can concede, please. Prof, Dr. Mr. P. Thanks for 11 months. I appreciate that. Welcome. Thanks for keeping me around. Yep, so this is how their deck wins. Pretty good. Woof. Magic really sucks sometimes. This was wrong. This just gets bounced by 3 mana Teferi, and his trigger doesn't even work while 3 mana Teferi's in play. So pretty incorrect to keep that there. If your goal is a lower variance game, Candyland's probably not a good choice. Maybe they'll just downtick this aggressively because I'm playing Rider. Sweet. Doesn't mean the second one's not gonna bounce it, but at least it means it's not getting bounced 2 turns in a row. Zesper Dance tier 1. Anybody telling you that they know what tier 1 decks look like already is either an idiot, a liar, or trying to sell you something. And at any rate, you should be cautious of what they're telling you. This set literally hasn't even released in paper yet. There's been no major tournaments. The amount of information that we have is very, very small. Drum! Thank you for the 2-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Yeah, so the SCG Tour is having an event this weekend, but even that's not going to really tell us that much because it's a team tournament. Someone was in here yesterday and they said they made the finals of a team open one time going 9-7 in matches played. So like, the open will give some fun decks to look at, but in terms of data, it's still pretty meaningless.
As I go.
I don't know, Drum. I believe the Mythic Championship is... Am I getting Draw Step Erasure? God, this game. Duress. Sure, that one's fine. I'm actually just going to be aggressive here and murder this, play this, and just try and attack them down. Hey, Tomas, thank you for the 9-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. I would like to point out that I would like to pour one out for the London Mulligan this game, because we started on 4 cards this game. This was the game we kept triple land Thought Erasure. And like, if we hit a dig through fish next turn, a fish through time, like, we are very much in. We hit an Unmoored Ego, like... We could also hit a 7th land. 7th land is also a very real possibility. See previous comments about low variance and skill based, etc. I blame Y-Sticks for that one. They've accepted their punishment. Diamond 4 rank floor. Feels like home. How we doing, folks? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, good night to everybody, wherever you're at in the world. Thanks for hanging out here today. If you're a new viewer, my name is Jeff Hoagland. I'm a full-time streamer and content producer here in chat. Here in chat, here on Twitch, I am not in chat. I'm in chat on other channels sometimes, but not here. Here I am the streamer. As always, love to give a shout out to my wonderful subs out there. I wouldn't be here doing that without their support, so thanks to all of them for keeping me employed. I'd also like to plug a couple of my wonderful sponsors here really quick. The Vitamin String Quartet creates unique instrumental string arrangements of everything from Zelda to Zeppelin, and they would love to underscore your next gaming session. You can find them streaming now on services such as Spotify and Apple Music. BCW Supplies are the only ones I trust to protect my paper Magic the Gathering cards using code HOGLANDIA at bcwsupplies.com. You can save 10% on sleeves, binders, deck box, and all sorts of other fantastic gaming accessories there with them. Stop overpaying for your sleeves. Their Elite Guard 2s are only $8 before my discount for $100. Cardsphere.com will love to help you turn your cards into other cards with other players. There's no haggling, and they just take a 1% fee off the top. Turn some of those Eldraine cards you've opened at pre-releases into the ones you actually want to play with. And of course, the Nerd Rage Gaming Championship Series, a $5,000 cash tournament series that happens every single month in the Midwestern United States. If you can't make it out to the Midwest to play in their Standard, Modern, or Legacy tournament, be sure to check out their streaming coverage as well at twitch.tv/NRG Series. They're going to head on into our next match with the Sultai Kefnet deck. Hopefully we'll be able to keep a hand in a game 3 that's more than 4 cards, then not flood out. Yeah, but he got to keep 6 or 7 cards. I mulliganed to 4 and flooded out. Pick one. We're extra unlucky. Hashtag never lucky. Afternoon Streminator. Sure. Do I get second blue? Probably second black. It is. It's a wild world we live in, Spreada. You had some advice earlier about not being a slave to your theme. That really helped me brewing the Adventures deck last night. Kudos. Good to hear, Tenorka. Thanks for the biddies. The real question here is there's a Chipotle and a Panera right next to each other. What do I want for lunch? I don't know. Flip a coin. They're both great. Listen, none of your slander will be tolerated here, son of some. Wide up both. That's a very American answer. I'm all alone. There's no one here beside me. Oh no, flu is gross. Hope you feel better soon, New England. Hey, Aaron, thanks for the 2/3 of a year. Maybe they're missing a 4th land. Rats. Which link doesn't work, Jug? The shuffler is clearly biased against us. Most clearly. It's out to get us, chat. You tried not being unlucky. That sounds like a really strong line. I think I'm going to attempt it this game. Do I want Murderous Rider in this matchup? Feel like trophies probably plenty. Is Oko good enough? I guess Oko makes a bunch of 3/3s. Making a bunch of 3/3s is probably good for holding on the fort till I find a Soot or a Legion's End. What's the correlation between being a flat shuffler and a flat earther? They're things incredibly stupid people believe. Is the joke. That's really unfortunate. Because they're gonna get, huh? Alright. Huh? So they're gonna play Field this turn? They didn't play Field of the Dead? They draw Growth Spiral? They drew Growth Spiral? What a tilt. I think I just named Golos here. Yes, I am going to name Golos here. It is Realm Cloak Giant, and then 1, 2, 3 more Crisis, and then Field of the Dead. So they do get to draw 3 cards here. So like it's not like I just took a bunch of cards from them. So we reduced the average quality of the cards in their hand, but we've not reduced the quantity. So I think I'm gonna draw on from Dreams this turn. Does my second, so I can, my deck does have Trophy in it, right? So I probably am naming Field with the second ego here. I apologize, things are about to get a little unmoored, chat. Little baby Crisis, yep. Baby Crisis, do. It's a 2. Alright, so I think this one names Hydrate Crisis in case they draw another one. And then the last one can name Field of the Dead. Oh, right, Legion's the other one. Yep, you're right. Arwill, thank you for the 6 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Does Legion's End tag the ones in the graveyard too? Exile your hand and oh, I didn't realize Legion's End did the graveyard. I mean, I've cast this card a lot, and I definitely never realized it did the graveyard too. Untapped Plantier would be kind of sweet. We get to go Oko into Ego. Perfect. All right, so their win conditions at this point are the Field of the Dead in play and a Realm Cloak Giant. So now, game 3, they're almost certainly going to diversify a bit. I assume they're going to diversify their win conditions for game 3, but for this game we have a very, very little to worry about.
That's more like it.
Yeah, if we hit an Assassin's Trophy here, we get to be in a very good spot. I don't really want to upkeep Scry, because if I upkeep Scry, I can't cast whatever I draw. So I might as well give myself a chance to draw a good spell to cast. Yep, yeah, we took their Golos's away. See, like this. Give myself a chance to draw this. Yeah, those are some spells. Oh, I shouldn't have put this back because they could cleansing me. I guess if they kill this, I have a Drawn from Dreams to get back to this. That could still be loose, though. I don't know, are they gonna kill this? If they kill this, I get 10 looks at a trophy, which I think is fine. Like, do they want a cleansing this board? Maybe they do. Finally upgraded for boots. Thank you for the half a month, Soren. I appreciate that. The half a month, half a year. Blah, blah, blah. Words. Words. No, they have a fetch land, so they don't necessarily have Veil of Summer. The fetch land gives you all the same pauses as Veil. Something to observe. Oh, in the deck. Yeah, they did have it in the deck. That's true. I could have sacked my food there to gain some life. I would love a replacement Broco. All right, so if this resolves, they have a 2/2 and then a 1 Realm Cloak Giant. Yeah. Okay, so they're fetching to look at their deck. So their only remaining win conditions there were Realm Cloak Giant and, yeah. All right. Yeah, I feel like they're probably going to diversify their win counts a little bit. Do I want some Murderous Riders in for game 3? Do I want some Murderous Riders in for game 3? Probably not. I think if I brought them in, it would have to be over, like, Disdainful Stroke. Yeah, I agree. I think Submit feels fine. I think if I was bringing in more removal, it would be Murderous Rider. I think this is fine. We got a scry to find an ego or a thought erasure here. If we're lucky, we'll get both. I think I just want as many ways as possible to clean up a lot of zombies, Distinction. I know that last game went in a really ideal manner, but I think there's going to be a lot of games where they make a lot of zombies. Legion's End also deals with Hydrate Crisis while taking the second Hydrate Crisis that the first one drew out of their hand, which is appealing. Esper Doom in the queue. Yeah, it'll probably be up tomorrow. I don't think it's actually listed in the queue, but I forgot to add it. If they have a circuitous route here, we're gonna be in a lot of trouble, I think. Yeah, it's unfortunate. Feels dead, man. Yes, Caboose Man. And like, this is the question, right? Do I like just jam this, or do I hold up counter spells? Keep in mind, I'm always open to constructive and specific reasons as to why you feel a play I made was correct, but if you just want to tell me I'm wrong, that's not very helpful or kind, so be helpful and kind. Or take a break. Well, we didn't get Golos there, so that feels good. Tomask, thank you for the sub-gifty, I appreciate that. Reveal Watery Grave, nope. Love you too, Kefnet. I guess I played that so I can scry with Castle Vantress. They don't give me anything to counter. Thank you for the very generous tier 2 resub, Wafer Lord. I appreciate that. I don't feel like we're in that bad of a spot. Like, you don't have that many zombies yet. Yeah, Bone Crusher's great. Hey, Tomas, can you let me know, I think I asked you earlier, but I didn't see a response, which deck you were gifting subs to bump up, so I don't recall. So we're down to one card in hand. They have Scry 2, but... Tomask, as a heads up, I don't update the schedule mid-stream. So all of the decks you see in the stream title are decks that I've prepared the evening before. I've gone through, I've double-checked the mana base and the sideboards and stuff like that. So that'll get your deck into tomorrow, almost certainly, but I don't adjust my stream mid-schedule generally, except for really large donation amounts. And even then, I tend to not prefer it, but, you know, dollars are dollars. Archangel, thanks for the 7 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Scrybug, thanks for ripping for the 2nd month. Well... okay. Yeah, it could also be right to just like... it could also be right to just like take ego and double ego here. I don't know, I kind of feel like I'm dying to these zombies. And I want a way to deal with the zombies. Drown them in the lock one by one. Yeah, maybe. We might be getting to that point, unfortunately. I think I actually need to drown one here before I take a hit. Double top. Well, that's terrifying. Am I going to 2 here? I think I'm going to 2 here. Or do they double top last turn and do nothing too? Okay. They could just have a bunch of Veil Summers. Nope, apparently not. Smite Lord, thank you for the brand new tier 1 sub. All right, so you need a Legion's End here. They shocked in. They could have a veto here. All right. Living on a prayer. Oh, they have Growth Spiral. That makes sense. No attacks. Ugh. No land. Sweet. All right. We're only mostly dead. Did we need to counter-rotate given we had to solve the zombie problem either way? It's a good thought. God, Shocklands suck. It really, what else sucks here is that because these Shocklands are here, I can't hold up Drown in the Loch this turn. I should have attacked last turn and tried to clock them. I shouldn't have played scared. That is true. If we hadn't done that, they would have been able to activate Kolos, which is scary. I think they can play and activate Kolos this turn, though. And they just top, so I wouldn't be surprised if they have one of those or Hydrate Graces. Green-Blue Henge is the best thing we played today so far. Hey, Jarno. Thanks for checking out the, swag. Hope you enjoy your shirt. Am I declining this? I think I'm declining this. I feel like I don't need a 4/5. I'm gonna need more answers, and I want more chances to draw more answers. So I've got one more Legion's End in my deck, and I have to find it. Yeah, this has to find Legion's End, right? Okay. And then Oko lets me start making food. Yeah, food gives me a little bit of breathing room. And they're out of cards here. This has been quite the slog. No, that deck's not in the queue, Chef. It was just a deck idea I was working on. I was throwing stuff together after I was already set up for the day. The problem here is that they like just play a land plus their 7-drop. I'm like back behind the 8 ball again. Yeah. And this is why control decks like what we're playing really struggle in this format. Because like, as you can see, we can like kinda keep up, but like not really, right? So if this hits a Ritual of Soot, we're back to a treading water position. And we're dead. And we have Unmoored Ego in the sideboard like we were able to steal game 2 with, but in general, like, the Field of the Dead decks make traditional traditional control pretty unplayable in general. I have no idea, Graham. All the days blur together. Everything's on the YouTube page. Also, keep in mind that not all of the latest lists on the website are deck lists that I've necessarily played on stream. I frequently make edits to decks on the website without having played them if I think something will be better than what's currently listed. How am I level 80 on Mastery? Through the power of the most powerful card in Magic, your credit card, you too can be any level on the Mastery system that you would like. Is Esper Doom? I think I would classify Esper Doom as combo control more than anything. Can confirm bought 105 levels of day 1 pass. Yeah, there we go. That's what I'm talking about. There's someone who gets it. Speak to me, my fellow whales. Speak to me. Woof. Nah, I wouldn't, Harbinger. Think if our mana had been slightly less painful, we would have been fine that game. In general, mulliganing aggressively is generally a bad strategy. Like, your chance of fighting a 3 or 4 of is incredibly low. You're gonna lose more games than you win that way. Thanks for the 4 months, Bonnie. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Alright, Fish Through Time's a good draw. My first Tyrant Scorn was probably bad. This drains us for 2. The deck seems sweet. And by sweet, I mean get in my hand Ritual of Soot. Thank you. Probably just want Tyrant Scorn as a follow-up. So I assume they're going to sack the cat. Play some more creatures that died a Ritual of Soot for me. Please. Please. Pretty close. Opponent must be American. Their username is 4 a.m. Donuts. It's like peak American. Really? That's aggressive. That is super aggro. Goodbye, friends. One of the nice things Oko does for this deck is once we stabilize a little bit against control, we get the ability to gain life with him, which is great. Hey, chat! Chat, I'm gonna brainstorm, and then I'm gonna crack my fetch land. I'm gonna brainstorm, and then I'm gonna crack my fetch land. Does that feel good? Or does that feel good? That feels great. And then Broco probably puts this game out of reach for them. Oh yeah, he also just straight up turns off the oven, right? That's super true. Speaking of, someone just bought a shirt. I should plug these more often. So these are on the merch store. These have the Hoagland Jester on the front, and they have message deleted on the back. They're great. Believe we have a merch link. Is the bot alive? There we go.
Surely you see the humor here.
Leave the camera as is to sell shirts? Maybe. Whew. In. I'm looking thin. I appreciate the compliment even if it's not true. As a happily fat and married man, I don't own a scale. We're thinner than 4 a.m. donuts. Yeah, probably. I think they probably drew a Murderous Rider. They're debating who to kill here. I did keep a card on top, which I guess if they kill Cavalier, that changes it anyways. I feel like with Oko into Murderous Rider here, you correctly identified Oko as who you wanted to kill. Little did we know. Get the flex reveal there.
The brambles of truth twirl and curl, choking out lie. It's not poisoned. Trust me.
Hey, Aaron, thanks for the Prime support. I appreciate that. There's a lot of great people making a lot of great stuff on Twitch right now. Thanks for shipping your Bezo bucks this way this month and keeping me employed. Yeah, both Oko and Lifelink feel like good adds to this deck. Maybe we're just supposed to jam 4 egos into the sideboard, just like have that be the plan against field. Looks like you're standing up on camera most of the time. That's because I am standing up on camera about half of the time. Am I allowed to show you my feet? Is that, am I breaking the Twitch TOS if I show you my feet? Is this too lewd?
You're too close-minded.
I don't think I can clone this, right? This is a creature, right? I'm like 90% sure this is a creature. All right, yeah. Turns out I was right. All right. I sub for Magic content, not your premium Snapchat. Something like that. Coffees for closers, and Cavalier's all about getting himself a cup of joe. Yeah, they're creatures everywhere but the stack. And when they're on the stack, they can be an instant or sorcery. So they can get negated while they're on the stack, but that's about it. Is this deck performing? It's played some neat games. It definitely struggles against the Golos field deck, but I think if you put a bunch of egos on the board, you could probably shore that up. What do I want to trim here? Drown in the Loch. I guess their deck puts a lot of poopers in the bin pretty quickly. I don't think I want Thought Erasure here. Maybe trim Adron from Dreams. Don't want to choke up too much on card advantage. Let's do this. It's rude in Thailand to show the bottoms of your feet. Here are my thoughts on the news that Bernie's been hospitalized. I hope he's able to recover. I also think if you've heard me talk about him before on stream, while I'm a big fan of his policies and his consistency over the years in general, I think he's too old to be president of the United States. Before anybody else says it, yes, that means Donald Trump and Joe Biden are also too old. Even Elizabeth Warren, who's like 5 or 6 years younger than most of them, I think is on the cusp of being too old. But she's still one of the ones I like. If Bernie was a decade younger, I'd be all in. A decade or more younger. Thanks for the 12 months, Tony. Let's get you a sword to go with that shield. Thanks for keeping me around. Are you implying impending senility is a bad risk of the president? I mean, we're seeing firsthand that senility is a huge risk in a president, right? Like we're currently experiencing that. So if they don't take Loch here, Loch can kill Gutterbones, so that's nice. You just played against Neobrand 3 matches in a row on Moto? Yikes. They took my Drown in the Loch. Yep, just cut me off my turn 2 play, which is fine. My turn 2 play could just be tap, play, and go. They didn't take Ritual of Soot, though. Okay, that explains why they didn't take Ritual of Soot. Got it. Wonder if they'll take Murderous Rider here. The Nixilis Cruelty exiling, like, isn't really a thing because they have Witches of Inn. I honestly think we should Nivik. I think just like we have minimum ages for all of our members of Congress for, like, maturity reasons or whatever we want to explain it as, I think there should be maximums as well. There's an updated Aristocrats deck on my site. There is a variation of Aristocrats on my site, yep. So I want to do this before I get hit by this, so that way they can't bring it back this turn. All right. I think we just take the spells here, right? Just sign me up. Although, again, the exile on this not super relevant in the face of that. Cruelty exiles, but they sacrifice their thing.
Charmed to meet me.
You could maybe tack it to life expectancy, but I think it's more than just like physically alive. Like the amount that you can hold on to as you get extremely old tends to deteriorate, and the rate at which you can make decisions and things like that. So Historic, for those not familiar with Arena at the moment, is technically live now. You can play Historic now. And I am intending to add I have an Assassin's Trophy for the Oven. I didn't want to Oko the Oven because I wanted Oko to survive. Having a bunch of ways to take their Oven off the table seems to make their deck pretty bad. This is a good note for people that weren't here yesterday. I sent out a sub-survey Monday night. I sent out a quarterly survey for those that are new to my content, just to kind of gauge the feelings of people who help make my content possible and see what they're liking, what they're not liking, etc. One of the questions on that sub-survey was, what is your interest in potential historic content on this channel? And it is... the responses were overwhelmingly yes, eventually, or unsure. Yes, right away was over half the people who responded. So I think we're going to be adding a weekly historic day at the end of the month. Is my intention. The cat came back the very next day. Oh, the cat came back. You thought he was a goner, but the cat came back. They knew he wouldn't stay away, away, away. Hey, hey, hey. Historic is available as a random queue as best of 1. However, you can play best of 3 direct challenge matches in Historic now. So we will be playing best of 3 direct challenge matches with subscribers 1 day a week in Historic. So, the unranked best of 1 queue you can join with a historic legal deck currently. Yeah, I mean, we're going to be playing for effectively nothing, just for fun and to play decks, so... well, that's rude. It's a good draw. If you just subbed today or yesterday and you want to fill that out, join the subscriber Discord, and there's a link in there. Getting punished for playing my Cruelty when I did there. Been Ritual of Soot here. They been Gutter Bones. That's just good clean deck building. So we're gonna Cruelty once they attack this turn. So that way, if they draw another wrinkle, they can't shove that one down our throat if we do this on our turn. I'm also gonna go ahead and Witch Figure the Gutter Bones here, just like use my mana, keep my health total high. And then hopefully, Drawn from Dreams can find us like a Cavalier, so that way even once the Cavalier dies to the Murderous Rider, it still generates some value for us. Are you telling me to challenge you with Historic Nexus? Maybe. Would you consider making a non-subscriber survey to permit people to scream into the void and then not read the results or to act on them? That sounds cruel. Man, those suck. Do I take a land here? Actually, I'm gonna take land Kefnet. And then I can Broco this turn and turn this into, yeah, I can Broco this turn and turn this thing into an elk. And then they'll Murderous Rider this, and then, after they Rider this, God-Eternal Kefnet might get to hang out and stabilize the board. This does let them smack me to 6 and then have 6 power in play though, so it's a little dangerous. I have food at least. I am Groot. Man, I'm at a virtual 9, I suppose, with the food. Listen, a 4/5 flyer for 4 is good on this board. They have another removal spell here, or are they just drawing a card? Interesting. Scale of 1 to dead. Where's this Kefnet at? If it's on the dead side of the scale, we're probably going to game 3. That bodes well for us. And greatness at any cost, eh? If we can castle into a removal spell here, like, it's gonna be a big deal. I'm gonna eat this food at end of turn. Yeah, no combat there is awesome. Sweet. So this is actually great. So this lets me reveal this. And kill this. And then next turn, I can Cavalier plus Tyrant Scorn again, which is good. One of the good things to come out of YouTube. Yep. So they've got 4 cards in their hand here still. This is a lot of cards. Castle Lochwain here, doing a lot of work for the opponent. Drawing them 2 or 3 cards this game so far. As long as we can keep fading another Murderous Rider, we're in an okay spot. I exiled their cats earlier, so that's not quite as scary. Still potentially a little annoying, though. Alright, so I'm just gonna... I know they have the Witch's Oven here, but I just want to take the Gutter Bones out of play, so I have one less attacker to worry about. And then... They have these to gain life anyway, so I'm not gonna try and pressure them here, I don't think. I don't think trying to pressure them is worth, I think trying to pressure them is worth, taking a hit if they have a removal spell. Well, they don't have 2 targets for Legion's End. They also have Witch's Oven, so I think I'd much rather just Drawn from Dreams, double up Drawn from Dreams next turn. No, this thing still has a converted mana cost of 4, chat. So the Elk's not a token. It's still a 4-cost creature, or 4-cost card. Holy crap, that's unfortunate. Alright, well. Alright. Alright. That worked out much better. We got there that time. The quote of baking your gutter bones is we had to clench there for a moment. It looks like we might be getting through though. Alright, do I smack them now? I feel like I'm kind of supposed to smack them, right? I'm gonna wait one more turn. I think I'm just supposed to stay conservative for one more turn. I'm going to play a second Cavalier of Gales next turn and have Murderous Rider up, so... Yeah, they've got plenty of food to sacrifice, so like racing's a little medium plan anyways. Clenching is it is a popular pastime. We're looking for a Broco here. Do I want to pay black to kill Gutter Bones? Yeah, I think I do. And we can do this and do it again next turn. I think we're gonna try and end this in 2 turns now. We'll crack them for 9, and then we'll crack them for 14 the following turn. How about if we tap all 5 of my blue sources for this? Leave me some flexibility to cast some other stuff. Why didn't they activate this? That's weird, right? Okay. Crash is sleeping because I have emotes turned off. Okay. Unless I'm missing something here, they should be dead. This felt pretty reasonable overall. I think the expectation that your control deck's going to struggle with field is going to be very true here. I think this control deck has a better shot against field than a lot of other control decks, just by virtue of not only being able to play a bunch of Unmoored Ego, I think I'd go up to a 4th in the sideboard even. Probably cut this last Cruelty. But also because we do occasionally like have cards that put a very real clock on our opponent, so like having these seems very good. Drawn in the Loch's a card that is really growing on me the more I play it. In any deck that's looking to get past turn, let's say 5 or 6, this card's super powerful. The one big downside is that when you're looking at a deck like this, you tend to visualize the curve. This card's not a 2-drop, so putting this card like in the 4 or up here is more accurate. So while this card I think is good, you just need to not consider it as part of filling in your curve when you're constructing your deck, because it doesn't really do that. So that's going to be it for this one today. We got plenty more decks here. We're doing an extra long stream today. We just rolled past the 6-hour mark. I'm planning to do another 6 hours until what's it called this evening, until the E-League event tonight that I'm playing in, or played in technically. The matches are being broadcast tonight. So we are going to have some Teamer Firebow coming up next. Let's tease that one a little bit. So Firebow refers to Vivian's Arc Bow alongside Fires of Invention here and a bunch of other sweet teamery stuff. We're going to take a quick ad break, and I'm going to go fill my water bottle up before we do that, because we're about halfway through, so I'm half out. So